Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Welcome back once again to your favorite channel, that is StudyIQ IAS English, and I am your educator Praveen Mishra. Let's begin today's burning topic. So, is this news actually true? Have we surpassed Japan and became the fourth largest economy of this globe? Well, the answer is yes, we did. So it's a matter of joy, it's a matter of happiness for us, struggling with many internal, that is, domestic issues, struggling with the not so good neighborhood as well, that is on the east as well as on the west, from the context of China and Pakistan. Yes, religious extremism, caste based, gender based, race based discrimination. But ultimately, economy has given a seas of relaxation for us right now. So, means like, how did we achieve it? So, first of all, let's go back to the year 2022. Exactly 3 years back from here. It was something, July 2022 when India surpassed England to become fifth largest economy of this globe. And the expected time was around 26, 27, something like that, okay? But we did this, in the year 2025 itself, that is now. Before 2 years of expected date, India became the fifth largest economy of this whole globe, right? So we have surpassed who? We have surpassed Japan. So when you talk about the economies with the strength, so, a very disturbing data it is once again. A data which something, which troubles that, okay, we are fourth largest, but what about the first three of them? So it's not the competition with all of them, but yes, it's the competition with first two of them for sure. So if we see the economy of America, this chart which represents the American economy. So obviously, remember guys, when we calculate here, it is only and only nominal GDP. Okay, it is not the real GDP. Make this thing very clear. This is all what? This is all the nominal GDP and this is not the real GDP data, right? So what nominal GDP data is telling us that American economy is right now standing up to nearly $30.507 trillion, right? American economy. Second is Chinese economy, roughly touching 19.231 trillion. Okay, as per the Chinese data, it is 20 trillion plus. Well, the third one, that is German economy, 4.744 trillion. So you can see the switch, the gap between first, second and third. First to second, it is roughly a gap of $10 trillion. And from second to third, it is gap of nearly $16 trillion. And from second to fourth, once again, gap of nearly 16 and a half and so on. So even if we consider the second largest economy, right? So then also we are $15 trillion back, right? $15 trillion, you can understand. 3x more Chinese economy is, and around 7x more the American economy is right now. Okay, so if we just consider Germany, India and Japan, right? So Germany with 4.744 trillion, India, us, that is 4.187 trillion, and Japan not very far behind, okay, or we not very far ahead. It's just some 1 trillion, 0.1 trillion something. So it is Japan $4.186 trillion of the economy. Okay, but okay, figure says that India, that is we are the fourth largest economy presently, right? So even if we just consider fourth largest economy, so let's compare, forget about, Germany, Japan or England, France, etc. Okay, we are not considering, okay, as of now the competition with the lower ones. Let's compare, okay, let's compete with the above ones. So what we have, okay, China, 19.231, and as per the Chinese data, it is exactly 20 trillion plus. Okay, so let's consider China to be 20 trillion, okay, and us to be 5 trillion as well. Okay, let's know, not 5 trillion will be not justified. Let's take it 4.187 trillion only. So 4.187 trillion and 20 trillion. Okay, let's take it 19 trillion only. So there also, if you can see, the data is more than 3x the difference. And here 4.187 and 30.507 trillion. So the data is more than 7x, right? So how we are going to tackle American and Chinese economy? And now you understand that why, these are the country like China is not having any fear, right? Country like China is not having any fear in South Asia, Southeast Asia, or even globally, right? Because China is having one thing within its hand. And what is that? The global supply chain. Like, for example, recently what we have seen some 20, 15 days back, there was a news that China has totally banned its exports of REEs, that is the rare earth elements, which compelled America to sign a deal with Ukraine. Ukraine that is already undergoing war with Russia since last 3.5 years plus. Okay, the present American president has shown its tilt absolutely towards Russia. And now American president, or simply the whole of the American government, was now compelled to sign a deal with Ukraine, right? Obviously knowing it very well that the war is going on, an American deal in Ukraine, specifically for the sake of extraction of minerals, would fuel up the war, would fuel up the tensions into the whole of the peninsular region, whole of the European region as well, right? So why America did that? Obviously because America was aware that American economy is right now running on its goods as in the electronics, the electricals, as well as the EVs. And to produce those electronics, electricals, and EVs, what do you need? You need the rare earth elements. And when China is having the monopoly into the export of the rare earth elements, so for sure this is going to be a not good news, okay, for America, when China has stated clearly that it is going to have an absolute ban on the exports, right? And apart from that, Chinese goods, its electronics and appliances, as well as other, including the telecommunication from mobile phones to other things, okay, including the accessories of mobile phones. The only country which is having the dominance throughout the globe, it is America. It is China. Like, for example, American iPhones, made in America, assembled in China, and right now they are getting assembled in India as well. Apart from that, the other major mobile phones that are available throughout the globe. So it is Oppo, Vivo, Poco, Redmi, MI, OnePlus, all of them manufactured in China, right? All of them manufactured and assembled in China, right? It's just the Samsung that is being manufactured in South Korea, in Taiwan, and in India. But apart from that, other phones, including the Google phones also, they are being assembled in China, right? And yes, the other electrical and appliances, other electrical and other electronic appliances, from electricity, from the air conditioner to washing machine to smart TVs, and to the other stuff whatever we have in our houses, from hair dryer to hair straightener, etc. Majority of them in India, as well as other Southeast Asian, South Asian, and Central Asian nations as well, they are using the products that are made, assembled in China, right? So China is having a good level of monopoly in the Eastern world, if not absolutely into the Western world, but yes, into the Eastern world, China is having the absolute monopoly, right? And this is where Chinese economy is standing at 19 point something trillion, okay, and the second one, German economy, 4.744 trillion, and fourth one, that is the Indian economy, as 4.187 trillion, right? So obviously this is a data not so good, but yes, something better than the previous days. What we simply say, okay, something is better than nothing, right? So simply this is what the news. We have left Japan aside, and yes, a booming Indian economy, not that great level of boom, yes, no doubt in that, but yes, a satisfactory boom at least, right? So yeah, hello everyone. So I hope you are able to understand. Now let's discuss the other parameters, okay, the other segments, that how we were able to have this particular achievement. So how did India get here? After independence, okay, a quick economic retrospective, India's economic journey has not been so simple, okay, has not been linear. Post-independence, India adopted a Soviet style of command-based economy. Okay, not exactly Soviet style, but yes, type of a Soviet style command-based economy, where with extensive state control known as the license Raj, which was eliminated by the then finance minister and the then prime minister of India. Okay, that is prime minister was Narasimha Rao, and finance minister was Sardar Manmohan Singh. So they came forward with the Rao-Manmohan model, popularly known as the LPG reforms, or the liberalization, privatization, and globalization reforms, right? Which opened the Indian market, and apart from that, ended that so-called inspector or the license Raj as well. As in, you are free to do any trade, business, occupation, etc. That is basically giving boost to Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G. That is, it's your choice to have any kind of trade, business, occupation, service, job, okay, and for that, for everything, you need not take the government's license. And for right now, as of now, what are the areas where you need government's license. So obviously, if you are going ahead with any pharmaceutical industry, pharmaceutical sector, arms and ammunition, heavy industries, and for sure if it is involving nuclear. So there are just 4 sectors which now requires the government's license. Apart from that, if you want to go ahead with any other business or occupation, you have absolute right. You just have to register yourself. You do not have to take the license. Okay, that is the permit. Okay. So this boosted the Indian economy by the year 1991, and it also opened the Indian borders for the multiple companies as well as the food chains, the fashion chains, etc. to come to India. And yes, the biggest one. Indian economy is the 4th largest economy, but Indian market is the 3rd largest growing market. The rough census, what it is telling us, that as of now, we are $1.45 trillion economy. As of now, we are, 1.45 billion of the population. Sorry, not economy, 1.45 billion. This is what the rough census is telling us, right? And considering this 1.45 billion, India is the biggest market, okay, when it comes to the consumers of telecommunication, mobile phones, laptops, computers, the tablets, etc. India is the biggest market for food, right? Any food chain from KFC to Domino's to Pizza Hut to McDonald's to Burger King, etc. They are always showing profit into their balance sheets, okay, into their ledgers every year when it comes to their Indian market. We talk about the fashion industry of India, from the stilettos to the dresses, what we have, okay, it is every year booming. Yes, the textile. See, the production and consumption, they are 2 different things. Maybe we are not having much level of the production, like Indian textile market production. Once upon a time, it was even back than Bangladesh, a decade back, right? We were not so much good into the production of the raw materials. But yes, when it comes to the consumption, so Indian market provided a good boost to the companies. This is where we are also having the current account deficit. That is why India is considered as an importing country rather than exporting country. So every year, let's say for example, if we are exporting 100 rupees of the products, we are importing 200 rupees of the products, because of which our current account is always under minus. That is something minus 100 rupees. So that is what is termed as current account deficit, which is also a big trouble when it comes to India's purchasing power parity, when it comes to India's GDP per capita and debt to GDP ratio. So yes, $4.187 trillion economy, that's a fine thing. Okay, and that's a matter of joy, matter of happiness, matter of triumph, obviously. But ultimately, there remains some other economic concerns, right? And yes, another thing that we are right now in too much of trend when it comes to the criticism of the tax structure of the country. So we are paying GST, income tax, okay, and the other taxes over the products, which is already troubling the pockets of the common masses. But ultimately, what we need to understand, that these are the things as a developing nation somewhere around the corner is also necessary. Now, I'm not justifying the heavy taxes, but I'm just telling that yes, somewhere around the corner they are necessary. What we have seen in just this month only, post Operation Sindoor, that why it was important for the government to take the taxes, because those taxes were now utilized by the government into the defense, right? We have extended, or we have enlarged our defense budget. Right now, as of now, India's defense budget stands roughly near to 7 lakh crores, which was previously up to hovering between 2 to 3 lakhs or maybe 3.5 lakhs of crores, right? But now, as of now, presently, 2025, India's defense budget enlarged up to 7 lakh crores. And that is needed considering, once again, not so good neighborhood we have got in the name of China, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and so on, right? So how India did that? Obviously, post 1991, okay, and yes, moving ahead with the boom of the sectors like railways, banking, and telecommunication. So these are, sorry. So these are the areas, okay, which provided us the boost in our sector. Okay, that is the 4th largest economy. Here we are. Okay. So as the next data comes in, so we talk about this next data in front of us. So nearly 70% of India's GDP is fueled by domestic consumption. Okay, 70%. And now the wonderful data. The 2022 data, what says, India ranked 10th, overall 10th in imports and 8th in exports. And this data is given to us by whom? By the World Trade Organization itself. Okay, so 2022 data. 10th in what? In imports, and 8th in exports. Okay, now 70% of the domestic consumption, okay, it is fueling of the simply it is fueling our economy. Okay, obviously the nominal GDP it is telling us. And the next and the most important thing, for the third consecutive year, okay, this is what the third consecutive year we have marked of remittance $100 billion plus. Now, if you are not aware with the word remittance, so let's understand. Remittance is the money that is sent by Indians working abroad to their homeland, that is in India. So let's say, for example, if you are a person living somewhere outside India, okay, working outside India in any company or any government outside, okay, and whatever money you are earning there, if you are sending that money or part of that money, part of that earnings back to your home in India anywhere, so that money is considered as the remittance money. So it is for the third consecutive year, okay, so that India has topped in receiving the remittances. And how much remittance we have received? More than 100 billion. Remember, guys, $100 billion remittance India has received. Okay, more than the double of presently the Pakistani economic strength, what we can say. And those idiots, they want to fight us, right? Yeah, what's that? Largest economy for only Gujarat and UP, but not showing in other states. No, dear, it's not exactly like this. Okay, we are largest economy for whole of the India. Okay, not showing in other states. It's not like that. Okay, we are largest economy for whole of India. But you know what? There remains some different concerns. And what are they? The first one, some other indexes that are represented to us. Okay, as you can see, this data, India's ranks and the significance of the data. Okay, India's ranks and the significance of those data. So first of all, we talk about global firepower. Just in January this year, we got this data, and we are around 4th. Okay, what is our rank there? Our rank is 4th. It highlights India's strong military capabilities. Okay, strong military capabilities, along the economic heft, right? So as compared to the other countries, okay, the first 3 countries, they are America, Russia, and China. And 4th country is India when it comes to the military strength. So we are the 4th most powerful military of this globe. Then next, Global Innovation Index. This is, disturbing. This is hurting. Out of 133, we are 39th nation with absolute good number of startups, IITs, greater engineering colleges, medical colleges, etc. But still, when it comes to innovation, we are on the 39th rank. Then Human Development Index, another disturbing data. This is, not disturbing, that is, killing data, right? What is that? 134th out of 193. By year 2017-2018, Pakistan's Human Development Index used to be better than India. Okay, just some couple of years back, we surpassed Pakistan, in the Human Development Index to India. So this is also disturbing. Okay, very, very disturbing. So next, what we have. So Global Hunger Index. Another killing, another means like totally annoying, disturbing data. Okay, so what we have when we talk about the Global Hunger Index. So as we can see, the Global Hunger Index, 105th out of 127. And you know what the irony is? I don't remember exactly the data, but yes, out of when it comes to another index, that is Global Food Wastage Index. So there also we are in the Global Food Wastage Index. There also we are nearly 106, 7 or 110 out of some 130 countries, right? So you can understand how disturbing it is there as well. So on one side, we are wasting food at behest. At another side, we have got the people, those who are not even able to, have their hunger completed, okay, or their hunger vanished. So the two sides of India, global food wastage index, we are, performing very worst there, and global hunger index, we are performing worst here as well, right? And then we talk about world competitiveness index. So here we are 39th. What is this world competitiveness index? It measures ability to generate long-term economic value through reforms. Okay, so here are also we are way behind. So these are the data, guys, which troubles a lot when it comes to pollution. Obviously Delhi, one of the most polluted city of the world. Then it comes to the rule of law, 79th. And when it comes to world freedom of press, this is a shame to the Indian media. Big shame to the media. Where are you? You are 162nd out of 180 countries. You call yourself as independent media, fourth pillar of democracy, right? The largest democracy of this globe. And see the ranking of the fourth largest media, fourth pillar of the world's largest democracy, right? See the ranking. What is that? Fourth pillar of democracy, of world's largest democracy. Shame on you, media. Literally shame, big shame. You know what the problem is? These so-called media persons with absolute zero professional ethics, they won't even consider this data. They won't even show this data onto their channel, and they won't call any panel there and discuss about why their ranking is 162, right? They are totally badly corrupt. Never ever, rely on the data given to you by these any so-called media channels. They are not media channels. They are literally the political parties' brokers, right? Means like, I want to take some or more lethal words, but really we have to follow the standards, right? So we can't, but literally they are not the good ones, okay? They're not the media channels. They're literally the brokers of the politicians and the political parties. Every political party has, captured one of the media channels, and they are showing as per their opinion only. They are never going to provide you the reality. They do share you the news, not the reality, remember, right? And so this is it. 162 out of 180 countries, 79th out of 180 countries in the rule of law, Delhi being the most polluted city, the capital city of our country. So we are, in mid of too many problems, no doubt in that. But the fact here is, still somewhere around the corner, we have some relaxation. That ultimately the domestic production is going good, the consumption is going good, the people, okay, though burdened with taxes, but ultimately, yes, they are still growing. Okay, they are having some empowerment with themselves, and ultimately that $4.187 trillion economy has been achieved, right? And in the near future, that is by 2028, as per the Niti Aayog, that is National Institution for Transforming India, they have stated by 2028, okay, we shall be the third largest economy as well, and very soon we shall be touching the mark of $5 trillion economy, right? So our next disturbing data as well. Why this is? India stands at 144th position in GDP per capita, right? So what is per capita income? $2,850 to $2,900 per person according to IMF, right? This is what IMF has to tell us. Another disturbing data, right, guys? So remember, economy is growing. There are, matters of happiness, absolutely. But here comes the matters of concerns as well. So what's your opinion? How we can eliminate such data, that global freedom index, the rule of law index, the human development index, the innovation index, the food wastage and the hunger index? What do you think? Please do let me know into the comment section. And yes, the next session, whatever we shall be having, we shall be, discussing your comments as well. Okay, if the comments are, valid enough, if comments they are, relatable enough, so for sure we shall be discussing your comments. Okay, and we shall be having a special session related to your comments itself. Plus, but first of all, please do let us know your opinion into the comment section. And yes, guys, please remember, you have to hit the subscribe button to the StudyIQ IAS English channel, okay, so that you never miss any update from the channel here. And if you wish to connect with me, so we can connect on two platforms, on Instagram and on Telegram as well. So on Instagram, you can search me with the username Praveen Mishra _2107, and on Telegram you can join my channel for my classes updates as well as for other PDFs that are needed to you, or the class PDFs and so on. That is study_with_Praveen, right? So for all such content, you can join me on this channel, okay? And for any further discussion, okay, you can connect me on my Instagram as well, okay? And let me know what are your doubts and how can I help you. And yes, firstly, guys, subscribe. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. And congratulations to each and every Indian for becoming the fourth largest economy with a nominal GDP of $4.187 trillion. Right? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you soon in the next session. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.